Hello, everyone. So I think we could start. Let me say hi to all of you. This is our second webinar in the series of Salesforce and Tableau CRM webinars. Today we will talk about cooperation and enabling capabilities of Tableau CRM on top of Salesforce Marketing Cloud. And let me first introduce the team. Basically, today we have Christian from Tableau who will support us with a strategy vision on analytics. We have Nikolai, he is our marketing architect, and he will run and show the concept, idea, and the business case. We have Ekaterina, she is our data visualization architect, and she will support us with a demo for Tableau CRM. But first, let me quickly introduce the company. So if we have, for new people who just join us, our series, so T1A is a system integrator. We are the partners of Tableau and Salesforce. We have a pretty huge team of consultants across globe in various countries. We are now focusing also on the European market and bring our expertise. Here with Tableau, we have most of our experience goes to financial services and telecommunication industries, but as well, we have a lot of customers in retail and manufacturing and media. Regarding our portfolio, we are basically covering a lot of stuff around data, so like data science and marketing intelligence. And here we would like to combine our experience from marketing expertise and marketing solutions and data analytics and visualization with Tableau. Let me pass the word to Christian. Please, Christian, introduce yourself and give us a kind of high-level vision.
Of course. Thank you, Artem, and thanks to the T1A team again for partnering with us on this webinar series. So after a very successful kickoff, I'm really looking forward to today's session. And also big welcome from the Tableau side. So my name is Christian. I've spent the last 6.5 years with Tableau, and I'm leading our enterprise marketing for Central Europe, working with our strategic customers in order to realize their vision to become truly data-driven. And as a team in Central Europe, we are excited to work with organizations like yourselves to really drive forward a data culture. And at Tableau, we are on a mission, and we are on a mission since day one. So our goal is to help people see and understand data. For us, it is super important and key that everyone in an organization can work with data and has access to data. But why do we feel so strongly about supporting organizations to become data-driven, right? Next slide, please. So in various research notes, McKinsey describes how data-driven organizations perform better by having a complete understanding of their performance based on various data sources, by making fact-based and therefore smarter decisions faster, and by providing employees with access to analytics, which empowers them to uncover patterns and make the right decisions to improve performance. And this results in some key metrics. So data-driven organizations add on average 23 times more customers. They are 9 times more likely to keep those customers. And as a result, the likelihood of growing revenue over 10% is 1.5 times higher compared to other organizations. Next slide. However, becoming data-driven is not really that straightforward. So to be successful, you need to create a data culture. McKinsey uncovered that 92% of organizations are failing when it comes to scaling analytics, and 95% of organizations say that cultural changes are blocking processes, as per another survey done by Deloitte. Hence, change management is key and needs to involve the right processes, people, and tools. And with that, I will hand it over to Nikolai and Ekaterina, who will share with you how your data-driven approach could look like based on an interesting marketing analytics use case. So over to you.
Thanks. So let's start by talking a little bit about Salesforce Marketing Cloud. Basically, it's a leading analytical platform that allows you to better understand your customers by building a comprehensive 360-degree profile. And it helps you to engage them in new ways with the relevant messaging and relevant data. Also, there is a very simple and effective visual interface that you can utilize to build complex omni-channel customer journeys. And we believe that this platform can serve as a flexible and customizable marketing foundation that your organization can use to achieve its goals and needs. Let's move on to the next slide where we have the architecture. Let's briefly talk about the components of SFMC and of Tableau and how they work together. We're going to start with the data layer, and here we have two products, the Salesforce CDP. We're going to talk about it a little more on the next slide, but basically it allows you to create a unified customer profile across all touch points that you have. And there is also an automation studio, like an ETL to bring the data into SFMC. And Tom, can you please go back go back, please. Cool. Yep, so our next layer is, please go to the next layer, to the intelligence things. So the intelligence layer, it is built on top of the data layer. And there are two components in the intelligence layer. The first is Journey Builder, which is, again, a tool in which you are building your customer journeys. The second one is the Interaction Studio. And the Interaction Studio allows you to listen to what your customers are doing in real time across different channels. Next layer is messaging. Here we have Email Studio and Mobile Studio for email and push notifications. You have a Social Studio, which allows you to listen to social media trends. And you have the Advertising Studio used for retargeting, and many different social networks are available there, such as Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, and many others. Next, let's see how Tableau CRM fits into the picture. So Tableau CRM can consume data from SFMC, and there are several modules that you can utilize in order to work with it. The first is the data platform. Essentially, it's a data management tool for data preparation and connection. The second is Analytics Studio, which is used to build dashboards and AI-powered applications from scratch or from pre-built templates. And there are two Einstein applications as well, the Einstein Discovery, which is used to explore data combinations. And you can get the predictive and prescriptive insights with that. And there is also an Einstein Prediction Builder, which can be utilized to build predictions across different Salesforce objects, standard and custom. So let's move on. Let's talk a little bit about some of the interesting studios. So Artem, please switch to the next slide. Let's start with Salesforce CDP, which is a relatively new addition to the whole ecosystem. Basically, it's a tool that can help you keep the centered single source of truth. It provides you the intelligent, auction, and trusted data. You can also use it to build customer segments, and you can update those segments to check the counts on them, which can be really helpful when setting up marketing campaigns. So this is the Salesforce CDP. If you are not using it, we highly encourage you to try it. Let's move on. The next slide is Journey Builder. Basically, it's a feature that we'll show you briefly during our demo. But it's a feature that manages customer lifecycle, the progression of steps that the customer goes through when considering purchasing, using, and maintaining loyalty to a brand. It is designed to allow marketers to customize interactions through different stages of customer needs. The next slide is Interaction Studio, and Interaction Studio is basically used to monitor digital behavior, including active and inactive time, not just clicks. You can combine it with the mail and offline behavior to gain a great understanding of each of the person's true interests, affinities, and intent. When you have all this data, you can personalize your digital content with Interaction Studio so that it suits the needs of your customer very well. Finally, the last studio that I wanted to talk about is the Analytics Studio from Tableau CRM, which is basically where you create and edit and delete and manage your data sets, dashboards, and applications. Essentially, it allows your users to drill into the data to ask questions that they cannot ask using standard reporting built into the SFMC, and it allows them to answer those questions with simple user interface without having to write a lot of code. Yep, so that's all theory that we wanted to talk about. So let's move to the case study, to the next slide, and let's discuss the case study that we wanted to show you. So today we're going to be talking about Insure Life. Insure Life, it's an insurance company. It's growing. It has a lot of products and it serves customers in Europe. Its customers are individuals, small businesses, mid-sized and large companies. Most of the sales are done through partners, but Insure Life also communicates with the customers directly. And we'll be looking at the case where we're talking directly to our customers. So essentially, in our presentation, the manager finds a problem with one of the journeys, one of the customer journeys in SFMC. The performance is lacking, and we decide to investigate what's going on with the journey and take a deeper look on what's going on. So yeah, let's see how this use case can be tackled with Tableau CRM and without Tableau CRM. Artem, please switch to the next slide. All right, so let's take a look at the process without Tableau CRM. It starts with building a customer journey in Salesforce Marketing Cloud. So this is going to be your step one. Step two, journeys are launched. The response data is collected. Artem, can you please switch the slide? Go to the next step. So the next step is actually looking at the performance in Salesforce Marketing Cloud, because it has some built-in dashboards. And here our marketing manager notices that something is wrong with one of our campaigns. Artem, next slide. Yep, so when we notice the issue, our next step is like when we don't have a tool like Tableau CRM is to actually extract the data, because we cannot do a deep enough analysis to understand the root cause of the issue. So yeah, we need to extract the data. We need to combine this data with third-party data, with some personal customer data, maybe with some indirect responses that we're collecting, like the facts of sale, the actual sales that originated from our journey. So we're doing all that with the help of our data team. And then the data team is going to run SQL scripts across this data in order to drill down into the issue and to produce some kind of report that can be shared with the marketing manager. So finally, when the report is shared, Artem, next slide. The marketing manager can take a look at it and hopefully find the problem if the data team did a good enough job. Artem, next slide. Like obviously this second path, the down path, it takes a lot of time, because you have to communicate across like different divisions in order to achieve your goal. You have to involve different people, and it leads to significant delays before you can actually do something and fix whatever is going on. So obviously it's ineffective and leads to losses. Let's take a look at how the same process is going to look like with Tableau CRM. So the top portion stays exactly the same. You have your three squares, the journeys are launched, the responses are collected, and we notice that's something wrong. So let's move to the next slide. We've switched to Tableau CRM in order to do a more deep analysis of the situation. By the way, all the data for us is going to be immediately available in the system. So let's move on. Once we see that all the data is there, what our manager can do is they can go into the system and they can just start building their own dashboards by combining data from different sources and trying to drill down to the roots of the issue, to the cause of the issue, with the built-in visual interface of Tableau CRM. When we notice what the root problem is, we can then switch to Salesforce Marketing Cloud from our dashboards and go to the journey that has the problem and fix it on the fly. So basically, this gives you a lot of flexibility, and this greatly reduces the reaction time, which again leads to better performance of your marketing campaigns. Let's move on to the next slide. So before we actually start the demo, I'm going to just briefly tell you the three customer journeys that we're going to be looking at. The first one is the onboarding journey, the welcome journey, and it's like relatively simple one. We're just asking our customers who just purchased the product to install our application so that they can manage their profiles and maybe buy some more stuff. Second journey is the prolongation one. It's targeted at those whose insurance is expiring. And finally, we have a cross-sell journey. And it's basically in cross-sell journey, we offer home insurance or life insurance, depending on what our customer currently has in their portfolio. So let me pass the words to Ekaterina, and she will walk you through the dashboard that we've prepared for you.
Thank you, Nikolai. Hi, everyone. My name is Ekaterina, and today I will get into the shoes of senior marketing manager. And we have already seen the situation and the world as if the Tableau CRM wasn't existed. So, the long cycles of the analyzing our data, trying to gather the data from different data sources, try to connect to data teams and other things which are creating our journey on storytelling ineffective and pretty much longer. So let's find out that how our life can be with the Tableau CRM. So as the senior marketing manager, I want to start my day with getting a glance on how our campaigns and how our communication is doing. To do so, I am opening the Tableau CRM Dashboard, where I can get the higher level on the communication effectiveness. And I can see the information, core information for me, and the pretty much major KPI for me is the conversion rate, and that is why it put front and center on the major part of the screen. Here we can see how how our customers reacted on our communications, split it by communicational channels. And going from the overview of overall information on total CR, we can also find the split by welcome journey, prolongation, and cross-sell journeys, as Nikolai was mentioned. In order to see what is the CR for each of the journeys, to find out where was the level of CR decent enough or not, we are comparing the total CR to the journeys for each journey. And easily we can find that the cross-sell journey is not going so well. So as easy as it could be, we're just clicking on the cross-sell journey, and we can see that the issue might be, and probably is, in the email communication channel. So what I would do next? Next, I would communicate with my colleagues who is in charge of creating the journeys, and I would need to tell him that something is wrong with the email on the cross-sell journey. But to assign the task with the decent level of utilization, I think I need to explore the data deeper to give my colleague more information regarding this. So on the small drop-down menu, I can click Explore. And as easy as it is, I can preset the filters which I'm needing, the cross-sell journey and the activity type of email. Of course, as long as we are reusing the visualization, we need to change it slightly. And that might be take a few clicks on changing the metrics, deleting the measures we have created for the previous visualization, changing the number format. All right. So I know that in our database coming from the Marketing Cloud, we have the event types, which is basically the steps of our funnel. And to show the funnel, I will use the origami chart. Well, it's not so insightful so far, but we can add the event type the event status to see each step of the funnel, and to add some more details, I would switch from the activity type to activity name, which is basically the next level of utilization. Well, what I can see from here is that the life insurance emails has a significantly lower rate of opening comparing to the amount of sent ones and comparing to the other activity names. So going to the step deeper, we are filtering the life insurance email. So adding the filter is pretty easy. Okay, having filtered out all the data we need to analyze so far, we can switch to different types of visualization and check whether our different dimensions can show us more details on the nature of the distribution by the event statuses, whether it has the some outstanding variations from each event statuses or not. So I can add the region to see the distribution. Is the distribution typical for some particular region or not? Okay, so having seen the regions, I wouldn't say that the distribution from any of regions has some dramatical differences. So maybe there is, it isn't the right dimension I was looking for. Okay, let's find out. Maybe the age bracket will show me more information. Okay, so in the data set, I have 3 age brackets, and I can see that overall amount of sent communication wasn't differentiated to each other so much, but the opens is for the first for the youngest age bracket is slightly slightly lower than the others. I do remember that I have also the flag on my data, which is splitting the customer segments on two groups, has children or hasn't. Okay, then, so the inside is wide open. We can see that the customer segment with no children has 3 times less communications comparing to the customer segment who has children. With that information in mind, I can go to my dashboard. So basically, we found the insight we've wanted, and with that information, I can communicate with my colleagues via chatter. So my marketing colleague, who is responsible for the journey builder, named Eric Richter, sorry. So I'm writing the short message to him that the cross-sell journey is showing the low CR in the email channel, and the major contributor is has the problem with the no children segment. So I'm basically asking him to investigate further from the side of Journey Builder and come back to me with the results or action plan. So posting this insight with the dashboard attached. And now I will give the floor to Nikolai in our role model role playing. He will show the view from the marketing manager, Eric Richter.
Thanks. Can you make me a presenter? I'm going to share my screen.
Sure.
Okay. Give me 1 second. My laptop is not cooperating, and it asks me to rejoin. So give me 1 second.
And while Nikolai is rejoining, I will do a small input that we have a Q&A session after the demonstration. And if you have any questions, please feel free to put it into the Q&A part, and we will review these questions in the end of our webinar and answer them. Yeah, so
yeah.
Also, you can put your questions into the chat. Yeah, so Nikolai is back, and now I'm passing the word to Nikolai.
Yeah, sorry for this small hiccup. Yeah, let's see what we received in our chatter. So let me just move this stuff a little bit so that you can see it. All right. So basically, here is our chatter, and here is what we received after the data discovery was done. So I can see that there is something wrong with one of the journeys. So, let's open the link. Let's open our dashboard, and from here we can quickly go to the journey that actually has the problem. So it's a cross journey. So I'm just going to click over here, and it should transfer me to the journey builder, to the actual journey that had an issue. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a brief look at the journey, and we're going to try to figure out what's wrong. So basically, we know that the life insurance communication was not working for us. And once the SFMC loads, we're going to take a look at why that happens. All right, I believe we're almost there. Okay, so here is our journey. As you can see, it is comprised of a bunch of communications. Like first we send the product overview to our customers, and then depending on their reaction and depending on the actual product that they have, we're sending different communications. So as we established, we have a problem over here with the life insurance emails. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at it. And if you recall, the issue is that our customers who did not have children were not really opening the emails. So my assumption is that something is basically wrong with the creative that we're sending. So yeah, let's click a preview button. Let's see what the customers are actually seeing in their inbox when they receive a communication from us. Yep. So this is our email studio that opened up. You can see our email right here, and it seems that the problem is here with the subject line. So as you see in the subject, we're telling customers to protect their children, but for those that do not have kids, it doesn't seem to be relevant at all. So basically, we can establish with a high degree of probability that the issue is with the subject line. So in order to fix that, what we'll do is we'll just add another branch over here after the click product overview, and we're going to use the flag that we used for analyzing the data. And we're going to build two segments. Oops, not the random split. It should be the decision split. So yep. And in the decision splits, what we'll do is we'll use the flag that shows whether the customer has kids or not. So we're going to use our contact data, and we're going to use this parameter, and the value of the flag is white for those who do have kids. So I'm going to do just that. All right, and the second path we don't need. So we can just delete it, and the remainder is going to be sent to the other path, just like that. And here, to those who do not have kids, what we can do is we can add another email. Let's drag it over. Oh, there it is. And here we already have the rebuilt template that we will use. This one, the life insurance promo with no kids. Basically, it has different subject over here. You can see it, and so we're going to be using this in order to increase the open rate for our customers. Yep. So basically, that's it. I can just save my journey now. And yeah, I can save it, and there we go. The problem is fixed. Artem, I think you can take over and you can show last of the slides.
Yeah, can I ask you to make me a presenter, please?
Yeah, I'm trying, but my laptop is like really, really slow right now.
Yep.
All right, I think you're presenting. So yeah, to wrap it up, essentially, Tableau CRM works really well in conjunction with SFMC. It allows you to accomplish a bunch of ambitious goals. You can reduce the time spent on report creation and distribution. You can analyze your data really efficiently. You can spot different trends. You can implement data-driven approach to your marketing communications, and you can implement changes and adjustments in a timely manner, which is like really, really important when building customer journeys and communicating with the customers. And I think that wraps it up. So I guess we can move to Q&A session.
Okay, thank you, Nikolai, and thank you, Katerina. So let me check what we have in our questions. Okay. Okay, I've got the first question is about, is it necessary to have the Salesforce Sales Cloud and Salesforce Marketing Cloud to be able to work with Tableau CRM? So should customer has all the ecosystem of products, or it could work as a kind of integration directly from Tableau CRM to the Marketing Cloud? Yeah, I think I can answer this one. So the answer is not necessary. So if you have, there are several types of campaign management systems which you could access working with a Salesforce. So it could be a campaign management which built in a Sales Cloud, or it could be Salesforce Marketing Cloud. In both scenarios, you can use Tableau CRM as a analytic platform to work with both of these types, but not necessary to have the all of the products. Yeah, so you can just work with Tableau CRM on top of Marketing Cloud. Let me check. Okay. And one more question is about licensing. So Tableau CRM is also, yeah, so what the license model? So basically Tableau CRM is the platform which you could purchase as a Salesforce. So you can just go to the Salesforce website, and even you can try Google to Tableau CRM price list and find the link to the Salesforce site where you can buy this product as a part of Salesforce. And basically you pay per user, and depends on what kind of capabilities you want to use. So as a part of Tableau CRM, as Nikolai showed on the architecture slide, there are Einstein analytics also, and data integration related tools, so to help you to work with not only with the Salesforce data directly, but also with some external data sources in case if you want to do so. So yeah, if you want to combine. Okay, I think that's all what we have in our question list. So let me summarize a bit. So as a part of our campaign, we have a proposal which we prepared together with a Tableau, and T1A could deliver the POC. But to get this POC, you have to join and register to our program. So you can go to the website T1A CRM, and then you can register quickly, provide some data, or instead of data, we could build your own Salesforce sandbox to be able to work directly not on the sample, but on the copy of your data. And then we can just talk on requirements, what do we want to analyze, and then we will prepare some stuff in the terms of data visualization and also Einstein analytics, and plan a work shop for like 4 or 8 hours, depending on how many cases we will discuss. As a result, working system, and you get the capabilities of working with the Salesforce. So today, thank you very much for participating. So our next webinar will be next week on Tuesday at the same time. And we will talk more about Sales Cloud, deeper integration with the Tableau CRM, and we will talk about Einstein Analytics. So feel free to join, and see you next Tuesday. Thank you very much for participating, and have a great evening. Bye-bye.